In our fast-paced world, it is easy to become overwhelmed by daily struggles, uncertainties about the future, and the weight of life's challenges. The Bible offers profound wisdom on how to cope with anxiety and fear by trusting God, who is ever-present, all-powerful, and deeply caring. The following scriptures remind us of God's promises of peace, strength, and the importance of placing our burdens in His hands. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 to 7. A call to surrender anxiety through prayer. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. This verse encourages believers not to let anxiety take hold of their hearts. Instead of dwelling on worries, we are called to take everything to God in prayer. The act of prayer not only releases our burdens to God, but also deepens our relationship with Him. It is important to approach God with thanksgiving, trusting that He will respond to our needs in His perfect wisdom and timing. When we surrender our concerns, God promises a peace that transcends human understanding, guarding our hearts and minds in Christ. Psalm 55, verse 22. Casting our cares on the Lord. Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Psalm 55, verse 22 invites us to transfer the weight of our worries onto the Lord. This verse assures us that God is not indifferent to our struggles. He promises to sustain us through every trial, no matter how heavy the burden may seem. For those who seek righteousness and trust in His sustaining power, God guarantees they will not be moved. This is a powerful reminder that in our moments of weakness, God's strength is made perfect. John chapter 14, verse 27, the peace that Christ gives, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. In this verse, Jesus imparts a special peace to His followers, a peace that is unlike any the world offers. While worldly peace is often temporary and dependent on circumstances, the peace of Christ is enduring and rooted in our relationship with Him. It is a peace that remains, even in the midst of trials. Jesus reassures us not to let our hearts be troubled or filled with fear, for His peace is a firm anchor in times of storm. Psalm 94:19. When my anxieties multiply, your comforting calms me down. Psalm 94:19 acknowledges that life often brings moments where anxieties multiply. However, God's comfort is more than enough to calm the anxious heart. His presence is like a soothing balm that alleviates the tension and worry we may feel. When we turn to God for comfort, He faithfully quiets our minds and grants us inner peace. Matthew 6:34. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. In this teaching, Jesus emphasizes living in the present and trusting God for the future. Worrying about tomorrow often distracts us from the opportunities and challenges of today. Instead of being consumed with what is to come, we should entrust our tomorrows to God, knowing that He already holds the future in His hands. This shift in focus frees us from unnecessary worry and helps us live with contentment and peace in the present. Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. In Isaiah 41:10, God reassures His people that there is no need for fear because He is always with them. God promises to provide the strength we need when we feel weak and to uphold us in times of distress. His righteous hand symbolizes His unfailing support and guidance. When we feel overwhelmed, we can rest in the knowledge that God is present to help and sustain us through every trial. Lastly, the Bible is filled with promises that address the root of our anxieties and fears. Through these verses, we are reminded that God is our refuge, sustainer, and provider of peace. By continually surrendering our worries to Him in prayer, trusting His guidance, and focusing on His presence, we can navigate life's challenges with faith and assurance. God's peace is available to all who seek Him, and in Him, we find the strength to rise above the uncertainties that life brings. Let us not be anxious or fearful, but trust in the Lord who holds us in His righteous hand.